Hello students, so today we're going to look at a poem called Those Winter Sundays by Robert Hayden, and it talks about how a grown child reflects upon the sacrifices his father made. Another good poem on the same topic is Billy Collins' The Lanyard, but for now let's just look at Those Winter Sundays. Here it goes. Sundays too my father got up early and put his clothes on in the blue-black cold. Then with cracked hands that ached from labor in the weekday weather made banked fires blaze. No one ever thanked him. I'd wake and hear the cold splintering, breaking. When the rooms were warm, he'd call, and slowly I would rise and dress, fearing the chronic angers of that house, speaking indifferently to him who had driven out in the cold and polished my good shoes as well. What did I know? What did I know of love's lonely and austere offices? So that was, Hayden was born in 1913, so 20th century poem. But basically, Sundays typically being a day of rest, or the Sabbath day in most Christian civilizations generally. So even that day, this father is working his behind off, and it sounds like maybe he's doing it alone. So the child, being a typical child, doesn't know much different, so he has to go out into the cold, the blue-black cold, cracked hands, those images of hardship, aching from labor, weekday weather. There's a lot of language play with alliteration in there. Blue-black, weekday weather, banked fires, blaze, things like that. There's enjambment that rolls over. That first line really doesn't pause too much until the banked fires blaze. So the daddy does all that work, just like that long sentence rolls over until he's got that fire going. No one ever thanked him. So that line being, of course, significant and short, a nice staccato sort of piece in the middle of a legato area, to use music words. I'd wake and hear the cold splintering, breaking. When the rooms were warm, he'd call, and slowly I would rise and dress. I don't know what the chronic angers of that house are, so I don't know if that's the daddy is an angry man because he's putting so much out. I don't know if there's a missing parent. But of course the kid speaks indifferently. So probably if he's growing up in a house where the father doesn't outwardly show emotion, the kid may not outwardly show emotion either. But the daddy is doing a lot. He had done all that, and then he polishes the shoes as well. So maybe they're going to church, I'm not really sure. But that would be typical culturally, probably. And then finally it resolves with a question, what did I know? What did I know of love's lonely and austere, or love's austere and lonely offices? So usually, a lot of times we don't know about the sacrifices people make until we're a little bit closer to walking in their shoes. So this is definitely a reflection, written in past tense, of the sacrifice of love someone made for another's benefit. And if you look up Billy Collins' The Lanyard, it's also a poem about gratitude and the futility of a child's understanding of a parent's sacrifice. But the adult does know. So keep on, parents, keep on.